most famous physical therapist on the internet.
Hi folks, I'm Bob Shaw, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
Together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Bob.
Today we're going to talk about how do you determine which leg muscles do you need to stretch? Because I don't think you need to stretch every leg muscle.
Yeah, go after the tight ones, the ones that need it.
Right,
and,
tender ones.
Yep.
By the way, if you're new to our channel, please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos how to stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and we upload every day. Also, go to bobandbrad.com, go to the giveaway section. Always giving something away every week. This week, we're giving away a Peach Choice Balance Pad.
That's right.
And this works really well when you are doing stretching because you get on your knees and it'll be
very comfortable.
It's good for balance too, obviously.
Yep, there's a lot of uses.
All right, you can go to Facebook. The contest will be pinned to the top of the page. You can also go to Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok if you want a 60-second version of our program.
Yep.
And Brad, what else do we have?
We're out there with the podcast now, and it's growing. We just got some results.
Yeah, we just got some stats.
That's right.
More people are listening to us. Imagine that.
Yeah.
I was going to use that as a pillow.
Oh, pillow. Okay.
Yeah.
Carry on, Bob.
Let's start off. Let's start with the hip flexor. Okay. The hip flexors are the muscles right here on the front of your hip, and they help bend your hip like this.
Yep.
Now, easy way to check whether or not they're tight on you is just to go to the edge of the bed and don't fall off. Keep your shoulders well on.
Yep.
And you can let this one go off.
Right here.
We're checking the length of the hip flexor, and you can bring this leg up.
Yep.
Now, watch mine go
Right
up
here.
a little bit.
So when he pulls the knee there, this knee goes up here, and that has our relative to the hip flexor tightness.
But look at this. My thigh does slant down.
Yeah.
Which means it's pretty stretched out. I mean,
some people may,
like this,
you may be way
you
up
go
here.
like this and you go like this.
Right, yeah.
So,
but you stretch yours on a regular basis,
do.
yeah.
So,
and you would check the other way.
Right.
Obviously, you got to put your head on the other side of the bed and go the other way. So be careful.
Hip abductor, that's the muscles inside the thigh.
The groin muscles.
Right. Now, you could do it by getting into this position here.
Oh.
Cross-legged, right?
Probably, yeah. You could probably not on your bed. You may want to get on the floor.
Right.
You could do it on your bed, depending.
But you can use your elbows to kind of push down. You can see, are they equal? Does one feel tighter?
Mm-hmm.
You can also check for tenderness in this. And I find that's a great indicator. And it's good to use a massage gun, I think, for that, Brad. You could do it with anything.
But you need a massage gun that reciprocates
in
and out, not one that vibrates.
Right. It actually has some travel, as you call it.
Yep.
But I've really started to rely on this. Like if my muscle is not tender at all and it seems to be fairly loose, I'm not going to stretch it.
Sure.
I'm not. I mean,
well, you've got other ones to address.
Yeah, I got other ones to address.
You can't stretch all day long.
And I spend a lot of time on the ones that do need stretching.
Sure.
So next one, hip internal rotators. These are the muscles that turn your hip internally like this. So to measure that, we actually have to go the opposite direction.
Yes.
So you're going to take it, we're going to get to a figure 4 position. On a seated position is a really great way to do this.
Yeah.
And you get to check and see how far down she goes. Now, if we go on the other side and it only goes this far down, that one's tight.
Yeah. And this may have to do with the hip capsule and stuff too. But either way, you need to address it.
How about the hip external rotators? What works well for that, for measuring that, is to get on a table where your feet are dangling.
Like this.
And you can just keep your butt down.
Yep.
Don't let your butt come up like this. And you're going to move your ankle out to the side.
So the angle of your tibia, basically, your shin.
Now, let me do them both at the same time. They're pretty equal. Yeah. They're both pretty sad, aren't they, Brad?
Yeah. Tight, but
Yeah.
But, one may go out and the other one may only go a little bit.
Right, right. And if they're both really bad, you maybe do want to stretch that.
And how are we going to do that?
Well, that's a different video, Brad. We're doing just testing.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we got plenty of videos online on how to stretch your lower extremities.
On the hips, yes. And
All right, next one, your hip extensors. This muscle right here, the gluteus maximus. You're going to just put the hip into flexion and see how far it goes. And if that's tight, it would play a role to that. Like I said, there's other things that could cause this.
So you're saying how far the knee comes up to the chest.
Right.
And look at the other leg, because the other leg needs to be straight.
Right.
You know,
you don't want it coming up like this.
Yeah.
You want it to stay down like this.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Quadricep. Brad, do you want to show that?
Oh, sure. Depending on your balance, you can do this one standing. I'm going to hold on to something. So I'm going to check my right quadricep, bring it up to here and hold here. And usually people can do this assuming your knee joint is in good shape. But then what I do is I have people pull their knee back this way without going forward.
Right.
Stay tall posture. And you're going to feel that quadricep stretch. And on mine, I feel it stretching when I get right about to there. You know, and if I were to do the other side and compare, and I'm pretty even, but you might find out you only get to there and your knee doesn't even get to the up and down point, and that would mean that quadricep is
And
tighter.
again, we look for tenderness.
Yeah.
And my quad is a little bit tender, even though I stretch it.
Yep.
So I do hit the massager or a foam roller.
Sure.
Works all well on that. I forgot hamstring, Brad.
Oh, you cannot forget the hamstring.
Yeah, right.
That's one of the tightest muscles in the body.
My pillow. You keep taking my pillow.
Oh, well, Pete's choice. I was going to use it for my footrest.
So one is the 90-90, right?
That's the one I like to use.
You bring it up to a right angle
on the hip,
and then you see how high you can bring it up.
But you have to keep the femur or the thigh vertical. Right. Yep. And then see, there's a bend right here. Now do the other one, and say your left one is tighter than your. And you only go that far, and then you feel those hamstrings tighten up. You're about even, though.
I'm pretty even. This one's actually a little bit better, I think.
Yeah.
So
and you'll feel it on your muscles too. A lot of times you get a good feel of that.
All right. Next one is calf muscles. So again, this is the one that I just found on my daughter, was very tight.
Yeah.
You know, I had her just pull her toes towards her, and she could only go to about a right angle. Yeah, if you show from the side, Brad.
So he's saying that she was only going to go to a neutral position about to there. You know, normally.
Yeah, you want to get up there.
Yeah. And you might just find out that maybe this one goes up normal and this one only goes that far. Then you know your right calf is tight.
Now we had her try the massager, and she was supremely tender over her calf.
That calf muscle.
Yeah.
And then you can actually go up and down with the massage gun, and you can find out
the tender spots.
The spot that you need to focus on. Yeah.
Again, though, if you have pretty good motion and no tender spots, I don't know that I would stretch them.
Right.
I mean,
if you walk a lot around, I'd still do maintenance on them. You know,
maybe.
It's so quick. It's easy stretch.
Ankle dorsiflexion. Again, you're in a good position for that, Brad. So you're seeing how far she actually bends down like that.
Oh, so we're checking the anterior tib muscles.
Now, mine are a bit tight. I have hammer toes, which tend to pull up a little bit.
Yep.
And so I could tell when I get down in this position, Brad, when I put my feet down like this, I remember that one time you told me, well, lean back on your haunches. I can do it now, but before I couldn't even get back like this. I was like this.
So you couldn't even get your butt to your heels.
No, I couldn't.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
It's a little easier if you bring your knees out wider, isn't it?
Sure.
I believe that helps a little. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll get there yet.
There you go. You can do your humming, your meditation, and humbling, or whatever it's called.
Chanting. All right. So that's it. You know, again, take our advice for what it's worth. But yeah, you know, spend the time on the muscles that need it.
Right.
It's not to say you can't briefly hit some of them that don't need it as much, but it's going to pay off for you to spend time wisely.
Right. And if